Someone knocked on my window at 3 a.m. I still can't explain it. Chapter 1. The knocks. I want you to look at something before I say a single word. That footage you're seeing was recorded at 3:14 in the morning, and I live on the second floor. I've gone back and forth about posting this story because even now, almost a week later, I still don't know what happened. Some people are going to think I'm making it up. I wish I was. It was a Thursday night. Nothing unusual had happened all day. I'd been working from home, drank way too much coffee in the afternoon, and by midnight, I was still awake scrolling through my phone in bed. My apartment is on the second floor of an old building. The kind with thin walls, creaky floors, and random noises that you eventually get used to. My bedroom window faces a narrow alley between two buildings. During the day, it's harmless. At night, it's just darkness. I was finally starting to drift off when I heard it. 3 knocks. Not tapping. Not scratching. Not a branch hitting the glass. 3 deliberate knocks. Knock. 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 I convinced myself I'd imagined it. I was half asleep. Maybe my brain was playing tricks on me. Then it happened again. 3 more knocks. Exactly the same. This time I was completely awake. I sat up and stared at the window. The room was dark and the glass looked like a black rectangle in the wall. I couldn't see anything outside. What bothered me wasn't the knocking. It was what happened afterward. Everything went silent. A few seconds before, I could hear distant traffic and the normal sounds of the city. After those knocks, there was nothing. It felt like somebody had muted the world. That's when I grabbed my phone. Chapter 2. The empty alley. I opened the camera and pointed it toward the window. I know what you're probably thinking. Just turn on the light. At 3 a.m., alone, after hearing somebody knock on your second floor window? Trust me, you don't. I slowly got out of bed and walked toward the glass. Barefoot, heart pounding. I stayed to the side because there was no way I was standing directly in front of that window. When I got close enough, I switched on my flashlight and pointed it outside. Nothing. The alley was empty. No person. No animal. Nothing at all. And that's where things stopped making sense. My window shouldn't be accessible. There's no ledge. No fire escape. No pipe nearby. Even if somebody climbed onto the dumpster below, they'd still have to reach several feet upward to touch the glass. I checked everything I could see. The dumpster. The gate. The walls. Nothing. Eventually, I went back to bed. But I didn't sleep. I spent the rest of the night staring at the ceiling, trying to convince myself there had to be a logical explanation. The next morning I settled on one. Maybe it was an old building thing. Maybe sound had traveled through the walls. Maybe somebody knocked somewhere else and it echoed strangely. Not exciting. Not scary. Just physics. That explanation helped. For one day. Chapter 3. It came back. The following night, I went to bed like normal. Everything felt fine. Then at exactly 3:17 in the morning, it happened again. 3 knocks. Same rhythm. Same spacing. Same silence afterward. Except this time I was ready. I already had my phone beside me. The second I heard the sound, I hit record. When I watched the footage later, I noticed something. A shape. Near the dumpster. I've shown it to several people. One friend thought it was a trash bag. Another thought it looked like somebody crouching. I zoomed in over and over until the image became a blur of pixels. I still couldn't tell what I was looking at. But here's the part that bothers me. I watched that alley for over a minute. And the shape never moved. Not once. No twitch. No shift. Nothing. Just completely still. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me. I opened the window. Even now, I can't believe I did that. I leaned forward and called out, "Hello." Nothing. I waited. Then I asked again, "Who's there?" A few seconds later, I heard something. Not words. Not a voice. Just a low sound. Almost like a slow breath. Long, deep, and coming from somewhere in that alley. I slammed the window shut immediately. I don't think I've ever closed a window that fast in my life. Chapter 4. No answers. A few days have passed since then. I've talked to my building manager. Nobody else reported hearing anything. No strange noises. No complaints. Nothing unusual. We checked the alley during the daytime. There were no marks. No clues. No evidence that anyone had ever been there. I even started researching the history of the building and the neighborhood. The deeper I looked, the more strange stories I found. Most of them probably have normal explanations. At least that's what I keep telling myself. After I mentioned the incident online, people started sending me theories. Some were logical. Some were ridiculous. And a few were disturbing enough that I haven't stopped thinking about them. The strangest part? The knocking hasn't happened again. For nights. Total silence. But I still haven't slept properly. Because every time I start drifting off, I think about that dark alley. I think about the shape that never moved. And I think about what would have happened if there had been a fourth knock. Or if I'd looked outside for just a few seconds longer. Or if I'd gone downstairs to investigate. Maybe there was a perfectly normal explanation. Maybe there still is. But until I find one, this remains the single strangest thing that has ever happened to me. And if those knocks ever come back, you'll be the first to know.